Midnight is 21. She died in 1987. Her height is 5'7". Her box treasure is a phalange from her pinky. She's bisexual, and Midnight is known for her gloomy mood, but always makes sure that the younger two of the group are happy. She acts like a mother to them and does her best to make sure they both are happy and safe. She mostly tries to get Frigga out of her shell, but also tries not to force it too much. Sydney is 17 years old. She died in 1942. She is 4'5", and her box treasure is her mother's emerald necklace. She is lesbian, and Sydney is a shy, sweet girl from Britain who mostly sticks with Diana and Diana's sister Anne. She is very kind to others and finds it nice to just have some enjoyable silence with the others. The only reason it's known she is from Britain is due to her accent. Courtney is 24 years old. She died in 1952. Her height is 5'7". Her box treasure is her hanky that is now soaked in her own blood. She's pansexual, and Courtney is a hyper person, and it takes a lot to bring her happy Aurora down and make her sad. She's quite the talker, and if given the chance would talk everyone's ear off. She also does her best to try and make sure everyone is happy in the end. Trigger warning, there are bruises. I'll try to cover them up. Anne is 15. She died in 2001. She is 5'6". Her box treasured is her little sister bracelet. She's asexual but heteromantic, and Anne suffers from anxiety to a point she makes sure to stay with her sister Diane and her best friend Natasha. She does her best to talk to more people, but finds herself running before she can handle it anymore. But in the end, she promises to try again. Diana is 18 years old. She died in 2001, and she's 6 feet tall. Her box treasure is her big sister bracelet, and she is a lesbian. Diana is the big sister of Anne, and while her sister suffers from anxiety, she suffers from depression. She always makes sure to help Anne out whenever Anne needs it most, and will do her best to help others out, even if it's just talking. She's mostly a slow talker, but her sister and Sydney understand and make sure she knows she's loved. Grace is 16 years old. She died in 1883. She is 5'3", and her box treasure is a locket of her hair. She is straight, and Grace is a polite young lady who makes sure she continues to be proper in case a suitor were to come. Although she knows she's dead, she doesn't give up. She knows how to hold a conversation and keeps everyone interested in different tall tales. Due to her accent, it is also known she came from Britain as well. Lily is 23 years old. She died in 1977. She is 5'5", and her box treasured is some of her ashes. She is straight, and Lily tries her best to use her face to show how she feels about different things in a conversation due to her having trouble talking. Her mouth is sewn shut and makes it hard for her to talk, leading to her feeling pain. When she does mumble something out normally, she can piece it together to make sure it makes sense. Lee is 32 years old, died in 1975. They are 5'8", and part of their box treasured is part of their left sleeve. They are gay and gender fluid. Lee is a smart person who often finds it hard to believe no one will accept them for who they are. He hates the fact that he was murdered, but is happy that they are all accepting people. He finds that in a moment conversation he would rather listen than to talk, but we'll talk about different facts that she can slightly remember. Her and Natasha get along greatly when talking about books that they can remember. Crystal is 22 years old, died in 1983, and is 5'4". Her box treasured is the book from her straitjacket, and her sexuality is unknown. She suffers from severe trauma and schizophrenia. The trauma caused her hair to completely die and stay white, and what caused the trauma was her schizophrenia. It's to the point where she hears things and sees things, which causes her to throw things to see if they are real or not, and will leave the ones who are real alone. She has great English, but is known to break out into Russian. Hope is 5 years old, died in 1934, and is 3'4". Her box treasure is a piece of her dress, and she is asexual and aromantic. Hope is a very happy girl and loves to play and make friends. Her best friend is Frigga, and she looks up to Midnight like she's her mother. She mostly goes around to spread cheer to others and to see if others will play with her. Since I have time, I wanted to thank everyone for watching so far, and stay tuned. Destiny is 28 years old, died in 1969. is 5'1" and her box treasure is a button from her shirt. She is a lesbian, and Destiny is deaf and tries her best to communicate with others, but finds it hard with no one being able to understand sign language. She knows how to read lips, but doesn't know how she knows what they say. Destiny normally helps Barbara walk around, and they have found a way to talk. They both know Morse code, and Destiny will tap out what she wants to say, and Barbara will translate. Barbara is 27, died in 1957. She is 5 feet tall, her box treasure is a tooth, and she's pansexual. She is blind and finds that she needs to hold on to someone in order to move around and not get lost. She normally hangs on to Destiny, but if needed, she'll hold on to anyone who doesn't mind. She makes sure to help out Destiny with speaking since they both know Morse code. Ugh. Jonathan is 15 years old, died in 1978, and is 5'11". His box treasure is his lucky coin. He's pansexual, and Jonathan is a flirt to others, but if someone tells him to stop, he will. He works hard to make sure everyone is protected. He's the type to tease people lovingly and pretend to be a brother or boyfriend if someone won't leave one of the girls alone. Natasha is 15 years old. She died in 1976. She's 5'2", and her box treasure is her glasses. She is straight, and Natasha is one of the other smartest people there is and always loves to help out. She does her best to hype up and encourage Anne with different things to make Anne feel better and slightly get over her fear. She mostly loves to chat with Lee about books they can remember. Angela is 26 years old, died in 1999. She is 5'6", and her box treasure is her left shoe. She is lesbian, and she is full of anger and will give others sass, but won't take everything out on the others. She isn't a fan of kids and makes sure the two younger ones stay away. It normally works out for her since they are scared of her. Along with Crystal, she can move objects around and pick them up. Olive is 23 years old, died in 1974, is 4'11", and her box treasure is a lucky rabbit's foot. She is asexual but heteromantic. She is very shy and very trusting. She finds more comfort in with the friends she has than she would making new friends. She does her best to let them know she will always be there for them, even when it scares her, and she will. She doesn't talk to men, and when she does get a boyfriend, it's because of men talking to her first. Frigga is 8 years old, died in 1964, and is 3'9". Her box treasured is her crown, and she is asexual and aromantic. She is a quiet girl who normally plays by herself. She only plays with one other person, and it being her best friend Hope. She has a slight British accent, but close to no one can tell since she is always so quiet. Her and Hope have found a way to move objects without being angry, but find it hard to teach others since they don't know how they're doing it.